Batteries are a vital power source in our daily lives, as seen in many portable electronic devices, medical equipment, aerospace applications, electric vehicles, etc. The battery industry is only growing, namely lithium-ion batteries, which are due for a revolutionary boom in the near future as electric engines begin replacing traditional combustion engines in common vehicles. By 2030, there is expected to be a 40% rise in electric vehicles on the road, and some companies, such as Volvo, have committed to making only all electric vehicles in the near future. In 1974, chemist M. Stanley Whittingham discovered that ions can be electrochemically intercalated into layered transition metal disulfides. This discovery later led to the first rechargeable lithium battery in 1976. However, early batteries were not commercializable due to its ease of short-circuiting while charging. Later, in 1985, chemist Akira Yoshino and his colleagues filed a patent that reported the first practical lithium-ion battery prototype. This design was later further improved by the Sony Corporation, creating the world's first commercial lithium-ion battery. Later, Sony continued improving the battery and adapted a graphite anode and a polymer gel electrolyte to produce the first commercial polymer batteries. This evolution was significant as graphite allowed higher operating voltages, which not only further improved the energy density, but also led to a decrease in costs and an increase in safety. Both chemists would later win the Nobel Prize for Chemistry in 2019. As of now, batteries rely on the labor of mining crucial minerals that are needed to produce them. What's been found is a dark side to the mining of these minerals. According to the non-governmental organization Amnesty International, major electronic brands have been negligent in ethically sourcing their minerals. Cobalt, a mineral used in lithium-ion batteries, has been found to have been mined by children. Some of these children mining are as young as 7 years old, and their working conditions that they share with other miners are very poor and dangerous, which may lead to lifelong lung injuries for them caused by dust inhalation. Moreover, these miners also mine in extremely harsh conditions without fair wages and basic protective equipment such as protective gloves or clothes to prevent skin disease or even face masks. A lot of this takes place in the Republic of the Congo in Central Africa, where around 60% of the world's cobalt supply is located. This specific instance sparked a large civil lawsuit against companies such as Apple, Microsoft, Tesla, Alphabet, Dell, and others for profiting off the backs of these miners. Some of these manufacturers have shifted their source of cobalt since the lawsuit, but others persist in sourcing from the Congo. The Atacama indigenous community, who is located near Chile, claim that companies mining lithium were using their already limited water source to do so, and have caused droughts in areas. These discoveries shine a light on how big business has neglected human rights in exchange for a competitive advantage over their competitors. Businesses using unethical techniques to mine resources and having production in other countries allows businesses to produce cheap lithium batteries. They produce much cheaper than they would by sourcing elsewhere, saving money from labor and land-related costs. In turn, reducing the cost of production so they could sell batteries to electric vehicle and cell phone producers for less. With cheaper electric vehicles, it allows for a quicker adaptation to the new technology, so more people switch over from the traditional combustion engines to lithium-ion powered ones, which fuel further demand for lithium-ion batteries. A battery revolution was already naturally coming with the reduction of fossil fuel resources over time, but the practices by battery producers today and the companies that purchase from them has set up for a future where the demand is extremely high, but the ethical standards of producing them will be an all low. Ethics has a large impact on how the public views a given organization. With poor practices, social media has proven to be a way to empower social justice against them, whether it be made against society, government, organizations, or others. Companies may have the ability to produce cheaper lithium-ion batteries, but if they continue using methods that are unethical, it would not matter if their product was cheaper. Any population could boycott or cancel an organization for their practices and divert their attention or purchases to competitors who could offer a product a little more expensive that is seen as more ethical. In addition to the employees and working conditions of the miners, there are issues in the recycling of lithium batteries. Right now, there are no global standards for the labeling of batteries, which can indicate the composition of the battery to recyclers so they can be dealt with safely. The toxic waste materials inside these batteries generally include metal oxides, phosphates, graphite, and materials like copper, which can leak out into the environment if not dealt with properly. The consequences of waste material from battery leakage could cause devastating effects to the environment, including toxic gases such as carbon monoxide and fluoride releasing into it. This is seen today mostly in damaged electric vehicle batteries, as they are the only ones that need recycling at the moment, but this will become an extremely prominent issue during the battery boom of the future, when the lifespans of car batteries are reached. Batteries would have to be recycled for every car owner, and our current processes for recycling would be very expensive and worse for the environment. This is the new environmental waste crisis of the next generation. Currently, around 95% of lithium-ion batteries end up in landfills. Measures must be taken to produce recyclable lithium-ion batteries, namely car batteries, and set up systems to recycle them properly and efficiently with environmental and logistical respects so that they will keep up with the battery boom. Amnesty, the NGO that we mentioned before, is challenging manufacturers across the globe to create such a battery, so the consequences that we could foresee now will be avoided or at least softened. The battery-powered future in regards to ethics and the environment looks shaky, but hopefully the actions by organizations, governments, and the general public in the coming years make for a more secure future.